Alrighty, everybody, get ready. We're jumping in our time machine and we are going back to 1933. That's right, back in the Depression. Another one of Nana's recipes. Here we go. So we're going to make what they call mock apple pie. So some people call it fake apple pie. Some recipes call it mock apple pie. This particular recipe book called it mock. So we're going to go with mock for now. So let's get started. And we got to start with 36 Ritz crackers. So I got the big old family pack because I did, and they were on sale. So I'm not sure how many. These are, I think, a little bit shorter sleeve. So I'm not sure how many are actually in a pack. So I'm going to start by counting out my 35 crackers. I'm going to be careful not to break them here, even though they're going to get broken. Trying to be careful, but okay, here we go. All right. Anybody else have that much trouble opening a package of crackers as I do? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there was 29 crackers in the first sleeve. So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There we go. Let's get going. We're going to start with the pie filling first. So you start by adding 2 cups of regular water to a saucepan, 2/3 of a cup of regular white sugar, and 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And we're going to stir this all up. We're going to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. And just get this stirred up and we'll be off to the stove. Now that it's come to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat down to a simmer, and we're going to add in the crackers, and we're going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes. So now you can either make your own pie crust, or you can do what I did and bought a frozen one. You want to use like a 9-inch. For this recipe, it calls for a 9-inch. So this has been about 5 minutes and the crackers are doing their thing. So now we're just going to pour this right into the pie crust and try to make sure that it's all in there dispersed kind of evenly. Okay, I think they're supposed to look like apple slices, but I'm not quite sure, but that's okay. We're just doing what they say. Okay. So next, it recommends we top this with about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So you want to just kind of dust it evenly across the top. Sounds like a lot of cinnamon, but okay, I'm doing what it says. Sounds like a lot of cinnamon. Jeepers. I'm nervous here, guys. I don't know if I can do this, like this much. I'm tempted to do 1.5. I mean, these are teaspoons, not even tablespoons, but that looks like a lot. I'm gonna go with 1.5. I know the recipe said more, but then we're gonna top that with 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So we're gonna try to drizzle this kind of evenly across the top of this. I don't know, this was a Depression recipe, remember? This is interesting. I've never made this, and I don't believe my grandmother ever did. She may have, but she never served it to me if she did. Alrighty, so I think we got that. Now we're gonna put this in the oven at 400 degrees, and I have it on a baking sheet because I don't trust these disposable pans that you get with the pans. And I've lined it with a piece of foil. And the reason I did that is we're gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees first for 10 minutes. And then we're gonna lower the heat to 350 for another 20 minutes, but we're going to wrap the foil up around the edge of the crust so that it doesn't overcook. So let me get this in the oven, 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Alrighty, it's been in about 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna take it out for a second, and I'm gonna cover up the edges of the pie crust with the foil, and so that it doesn't burn. And I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another 20 minutes at 350. Alrighty, it does smell good, and it's fresh out of the oven. So we're going to let this cool. I think you need to let it cool for a couple of hours. They're saying it might still be like a little loose, but who knows. So anyway, and then it'll be time to slice it up and taste time. Alright, it says best served at like room temperature. It's room temperature. Okay, so it looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and slice up a couple of pieces and see if Meg and I can give this a try. Shh. I think she wants a piece. Okay. It did say it might be a little bit on the loose side. I'll get that extra little piece under there. Okay, let me cut up another piece and it'll be tasty, tasty.